15, round 8, Barcelona. What's that awful voice you hear? It's Retro taking the reins tonight because Wufafa is joining me tonight, but is absolutely ridden with man flu and cold. So he's asked me to take the reins tonight, but I'm sure we're going to soldier on through what is an absolute belter of a round 8. But nonetheless, how are we doing, buddy?
I'm I've got a bit of a sore throat, a bit of a snuffly nose. Obviously, you want your prime commentators on the job, the man who's fittest for the job on the evening. So yeah, Retro's taking the reins for me this week. But to save my voice from drying out and make sure you don't miss any of the action through a sputter and a sneeze, yeah, Retro's your man for tonight. I'm looking forward to this one. Spain's one that everybody knows, whether it be on Formula One and the testing track for many a sports car. Um, so yeah, it bodes for a good couple of sprints this evening.
And so,
I
as the
didn't.
roles have reversed, I think, sorry, but I think I just cut you off there, but say,
Sorry,
you're going to do my job this evening, read the standings out. You've got
I
4 minutes, full of man flu, to get 3 tiers out.
am. So
Not sponsored by
for
COVID.
not sponsored by COVID or any of the vaccines that came with it. So your pro standings. So we have 3 tiers in this Super Sprint Sunday. We have the pro, the silver, and the am tier. I'm going to do the pro tier first, which is your top tier. We have John Bonham leading off the way with 155 points, followed by Adam Sharp with 130 points in P2. Morgan Grace with 119 in P3 with a DNF in his last appearance. Josh Clayton and 107 points, not too far behind in P4. Martin Kravick with 95. In the midfield, Gordon Brown on 94, very close to him. Paul Muller, who's not been with us for a few rounds, was originally leading the championship before taking multiple rounds off with 82 points. Andrew Eden with 78 points in P8. Luke Prentice P9 with 75. He's had a few missed rounds. We have Francesco Felameno in P10 with 67 points. Thaddeus Leica in P11 with 54 points, double winner last time out. Gareth Harvey with with a couple of non-starts in the last few rounds with 54 points in P12. Jack Prentice in P13 at 46 points. Carlos De Moya in P14 with 31 points. And now, just quickly flick
Sorry,
to...
buddy, just to add on to that, guys, say all the pro drivers are with the white boxes. Just on the left-hand side, you can see Leica at the top, Sharp at the top, P1, P2 there, G Brown down in P5. All the white boxes on a pro tier. Sorry, buddy, back to you.
It's alright. So, that gave me time to move over. So, in the silver tier, which are the grey boxes, as Retro just pointed out, we have Samuel Grafe, who's won the last 4 sprint races of the season. He's in P1 with 148 points, followed by Michael Mornix in P2 with 145 points, really close at the top there, with Richings in P3 with 121 points, followed by Naisbitt with P4 at 120 points, Colpitts in P5 with 119 points, Gedman in P6 with 102 points, Van der Vault in P7 with 99 points, and Alexander Kalugin in P8 with 91 points, Antonis Kokomalakis with a couple of DNFs to his name this season with 75 points, Carlos De Jackal in P10 with 56 points, not scored a point in a few rounds there, Thomas Fisher in P11 with 43 points, Wouter Heymans 42 points down in P12, Maximilian Vornweg 31 points in P13, and that is it for the silver tier. Just move
So,
over to
given the
AM
credit
tier.
due, buddy, I'll give you a round of applause because that was absolutely really good, mate.
Still got one more to do, mate. I'm not done yet. Well, the AM tier prematurely clapped me. So we've got Serafino Jabino with 153 points, leading off the AM tier, followed by Reinhard Serfontaine with 140 points, Dazza Townsend in P3 with 137 points, Jamie Thacker in P4 with 72 points, Michael Coppens in P5 with 67 points, Francisco Rodriguez in P6 with 56 points, Johnny Sharp in P7 with 55 points, Paul Trotman in P8 with 31 points, Brooklyn Llewellyn in P9 with 26 points. Gilles Javier in P10 with no points. Mihails Chumakovs with minus 10 points in P11, and that is the end of the AM tier. There is an overall standings going on as well, but I believe that is being announced at the end of the season how those overlay. And I think I've just managed to do that in time. Onto the racing. Well, qualifying.
I think for any disclaimer of any name that was mispronounced or butchered in any shape or form in that last couple of minutes, just blame the man flu. It's all right. He's suffering, but he's soldiering on.
It's what your Patreon pounds really go towards. It's the treatment and care of your.
I mean, that's it. Just a few pound a month, you can feed Greg some antibiotics and some paracetamol. Don't worry about saving your race number and getting all the juicy info behind the scene, off board, all that kind of juicy stuff that all the Patreon members love. Their own practice server, just to help a commentator out. You know, show us that you love us for dedicating an absolute fantastic time towards this amazing league. FRL does have you covered in every shape or form. Joking aside, if it's ACC, iRacing, WRC, as G Brown in the Bentley gets an absolute WRC Bentley montage, I think, towards the end of the season. I think if we had some of the clips saved, we could put a montage movie of Brown having a WRC in the Bentley.
So I caught him just before I was watching the stream, just watching the practice just before we went live, and I saw him going around turn 5 having a right drift. he loves it. It's his absolute pastime.
So, qualifying is now underway. I'd see Wouter Heyman's car 717 first in the pits and first out the pits. So he is going to take us on our parade lap round the Catalonia circuit of Barcelona. So other than that, it is a great spectacle tonight. Round 8, Barcelona. So race 1 is a 20-minute sprint, and then race 2 is shortly followed, so don't go anywhere, by a 40-minute sprint. There is no pit stop requirements, no tyre changes, no fuel changes. It is a straight, all-out man and machine sprint. So there is no qualifying format as well. All the drivers between all the tiers get to fight tooth and nail for all the space, but obviously within rules. Make sure you read your rules, otherwise Gedman and G Brown will hurt me. So I don't want that to happen.
They'll come for you. They'll treat you at one of the barriers in their tests.
I know. I mean, if you've seen Gedman test a barrier in a Bentley, I don't want to be that barrier. It's like the old school Nokia versus a watermelon.
I mean, he does treat Romain Grosjean as his idol. Like, he's saying, I keep trying against these barriers, but I'm not going through it. I need to break that barrier, break the mould, need to be as good as Grosjean.
But the difference is, when the flames happen, as cool movie scenes happen, he doesn't look back at the flame.
He doesn't.
So we do have Wouter Heyman's coming through the old style, the better style layout of this circuit, rounding the final corner to get that Ferrari absolutely firing down the straight to start the first timed lap of the session.
So yeah, downhill into turn 1, most drivers will elect to take quite a lot of curbing on the outside to open up their line. With Heyman's choosing a quite conservative approach this first time round, but throws his car in all the same. Flick up his left hand side. Make sure you control that change of direction, and then try and open the corner up, and then put as much power as you dare down, keeping it on the rubbered-in part of the circuit. Let the car drift out wide, wait for the grip to pick up. Brake just under the bridge, turn in, down to third gear. Looks like he's gone a little bit deep there, but hoping to pull up on the slingshot. Heading down into turn 4. Slow the car right down, back on the power. The corner does open up. It's flat through here. Up into turn 6 and 7. The curbs on the inside do have a reasonable amount of sausage, so you've got to avoid them. Don't upset with the car. Flat in an F1 car, slight lift in the GT3s. Let the car hang out wide and flat down towards turn 9. a long way to wait, but you get heavy on the braking. Slowest part of the circuit. Bounds a little bit of the curb on the outside. Gets his stop before the sausage on the outside. Then up through the final few turns. Feels like an age before you get on the power around here. And then release the car really far over to the left. And then carry as much speed as you can through that first bit. And then make sure you're over to the right to stop it for this final chicane. A crucial exit there. Took a bit of the sausage curb on the outside, may have unsettled him slightly. Maybe slightly late on the power, but he's going to start the session off with a 1:55.4. I'm coming towards the line. We've got other drivers starting their lap.
I'm sorry, buddy, but I know you said you had man flu, but that's a 1:45, not a 55. I mean, we've got Tadek Leica that has just smashed that time with a 1:43.7, who does seem to have had a bit of a juicy toe down the straight there for turn 1.
Do apologise for that. So yeah, we have Townsend Retro just coming through the final turn now, in his pink and black McLaren. And he passes the line. And
P10 for Townsend, so now P11 for Townsend. So
next
time
driver
on
coming
board.
is 717, and that is.
No, I'm going to slightly change that car. 37 is the closest. Adam Sharp, not set a lap yet, just coming round the old style chicane. Using all of that curbing, especially an assist from the big yellow curb on the exit there, getting that Ferrari slipping and sliding, firing all cylinders. Where does that put Adam Sharp? P2, 7.5 tenths nearly behind Leica. Also then pipped by Clayton just behind in the Aston Martin, and Aston Martin 1-2 at the moment. Where's Lance Stroll when you need him?
I think you'll find him in the gravel somewhere.
Sorry,
So
burning or crashing
Heyman's
Daddy's money?
back round. Rita Heyman's coming round for his second attempt. He's currently 1.7 seconds down, and improves his time
by
by
half a second, yeah. Oh, we just missed
2:15
2:15 there.
That was
That was
Serpentine.
Serpentine. Now car 78 coming round.
That's Bitterer just coming through. He went quite wide on the exit curbing, but does jump up to P14. Got car 958 of Felix in the BMW coming through. We've got cars 14 and 41. 14 being M. Grace. M. Grace flying up, going P3, and quickly hit by Clayton just behind.
Mornix just behind, went P6 in that lap, so very good from him. I think we had Townsend to go across the line, up to P18. Car 911. Doran. I think one of my favourites from Imola last week, up to P10. You've got car 79, which I believe is Mr. Safety Inspector. It is indeed. P22 for Mr. Gedman.
Now Bumblebee Eden is coming through. No improvement for him on that lap. Got Clayton coming back round.
Oh, Adam Sharp, P2 there. Look at Van der Waal, who was P3 momentarily, pipped by Clayton. Van der Waal to P4. I think he must be listening. He's straight back out on track. I'm not having that. Where's a marshal? Give me a marshal.
And we've got Cole Pitts crossing the line now from P20 to P17.
Got Heyman's coming back round once again.
He knows how to pick the camera up, doesn't he?
He does.
Up
Up to
again.
P10. 215 Serpentine just behind. P12. 104 Richings to P14. Car 19. Jabino.
Just twitching around the final bend.
Oh, hello. Bit of Lambo and Lambo action here. Bit of toe. I'm sure you'll be jealous of this.
I am very jealous. I'm used to following that Lambo around. Got Kokomlakis setting his first time, puts in P21.
Car 77 Grafe. I think that was an improvement to P8 for Grafe. Car 41 Molnix P6. No improvement from Molnix there, not quite. Car number 9.
Townsend up one position over Kokomlakis.
Car 113. Didn't see it in time. Llewellyn is currently P16.
We've got Doran Oakenshield coming across the line. and stays in position.
Car 7 Thacker is P19. Car
Coppens over the line.
36.
Coppens does not move.
Car 884. Oh, I think he just jumped up there.
So drivers still not to set a lap are Sargent, Prentice, Filomeno, Sharp, Mr. Overtaker and Kalugin. Got Filomeno coming to the final sector now. He'll be with us
Just
very
noticed
shortly.
that Sharp has overtaken Leica.
Impressive, impressive. So Ferrari really taking the battle to the Astons, who were locking out early on.
Cole Pitts just crossed the line, not quite. Car 717, Mr. Haymans, the
Haymans.
man in the spotlight all the time this session. P5 for Haymans. Great lap.
Filomeno jumps up to P19 as he crosses the line.
So Heyman is currently leading the silver tier with his rival Van der Waal hot on the heels behind him. Got Korkamalakis now coming to the line with, I think that's Grafe behind him. Both silver tier drivers. Grafe looks like he got a better exit there. Korkamalakis P17, what can Grafe do?
P3.
Grafe P3. Great lap from him. Car
Round the final
985. It's Felix up to P17, I believe.
And Townsend about to cross the line.
Not quite an improvement. We've got Llewellyn, P16, just crossed the line. Not quite enough. Car number
Ooh,
7.
see a Porsche in the background getting a bit wavy off the exit. We've got Gedman in the Bentley barge coming round. Takes a lot of the inside curb. And no improvement for Gedman there. 884 was coming round. That was
There's
Eden.
Eden, yeah. Car 37, Sharp. Not an improvement over Leica, still keeping just under 2/10 gap.
And we've got picked up Coppens out of the final chicane, round in the final bend. I suspect the BMW should go well here once we get actually into race trim. But no improvement just yet.
Yeah, I think the closest car that is on a timed lap is the grey dots that you can see. Is car 32, and if my eyesight will work.
That's Filomeno.
Filomeno, Sam. Alright, no, can't say that. Might get demonetised for singing. But yeah, Filomeno P19 there, and car 19 is now coming round the final corner. Is Jabino up to P17. Good lap. Car 77. Grafe.
That's Grafe. Oh, no improvement there.
Let's
He's
see
in
a
the
car
hunt,
off. Not quite. Car number 41.
That's Molnix. Mr. Smooth coming towards the line from P10. Stays P10. That's car number 9. That's Townsend. Over the line he comes. Up to P23 from P25.
Yeah, slight improvement from Llewellyn there. Coming over the timing line just behind Townsend. So back to Mr. Thacker in the Porsche. The number 7 Porsche. A lovely style black and white Porsche.
No improvement there.
Car 79. Mr. Barrier. Not quite. Car 37 is Mr. Sharp. No improvement.
Van der Waal has backed out of his lap. Which means the next car will be car 74.
It's Colpitts. Whee! Having a
Ooh,
good bit of drift on the camera there. He must have seen us coming.
A bit too much Megan Thee Stallion.
He's taken leaps out of your drifting, but from Watkins Glen.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Right.
I'll submit a clip if any of the comments want to see it.
Filomeno, I think, jumped up a place there. 41 is Molnix, closest driver to the line.
So yeah, very minor improvements at this point. The track is a bit overcast, so we're not suspecting that the track to ramp up too much. But he's only 200ths down currently on Eden, just ahead of him. So very minor improvement needed to get himself up into P9, and does. improves by almost exactly the 2/10, the 200ths that were needed. Next cross line is 79.
So just making sure that Bentley's testing all the barriers and the curbing for track limits, and obviously Bentley barge things.
Is Gedman coming across the line. And P25, no improvement. 215 is Serpentine. He's round in the final bend with maybe a distant toe. From P14 to P13, keeps up the fight with Doran. There's a quite close battle there between P12 and about P18. Only maybe 3 or 4 tenths separate. Car 33 coming towards the line. That is Sharp. With a distant toe coming from Vanderbilt, which he elects not to use.
Which he doesn't improve.
The next car coming around on a time lap is Townsend, who's currently sat in P24, 2.2 seconds down off the pace, but only about 1.1 down from the leader of his tier, which currently is Chumakov's. I got it right this time.
So especially it's not what you need. New drivers, body full of cold and flu.
Townsend gets unsettled by the second part of the final chicane. He's going to attempt to finish this lap anyway from P24. No improvement there.
You've got 134, which is G Brown finally joining the party. Absolutely Bentley in up to P7.
Chumakov's doesn't improve either. Seventeen
Speaking of Bentleys, we've got the other admin Bentley coming around the final corner. He does. He jumps up to P23 for Gedman there. 215, Serpentine coming back round the final corner. No improvement with Serpentine there, but car 500, he needs a big jump, not quite enough. So now the closest car is car 14, M Grace.
M Grace.
The man who has incredible defensive skills in racecraft, but can he find 2/10 to take Clayton down a place and switch a Rooney? And so the Porsche is where it's going to make up the time in the traction zones of chicane. Oh, he gets all over the curb in there. I think that might be invalid, but he still seems to be planted. Not quite.
Heyman's looking like he's invalidated out of turn 10. He's still pushing on. Comes through the final chicane now. That's a great exit out of the final part of the tight finishing chicane. Uses all the curbing that he dares on the outside. Comes towards the line. Surely that's an improvement. No improvement there for Heyman's. Car 18 is coming through.
Here's Chamakov's. You've got Eden on a hop behind him as well. Eden up to P5 there. Great lap from Eden. Now car 79. Coming back round once again. He needs a big improvement here. He needs 2/10 to take Colpitts down. Not quite. Car 77 crossed the line. I just missed who that was, but Serpentine is the next car coming back round for a stab up to P12 from Serpentine there. Great lap. Puts himself P1 in class. Speaking of P2 in class, we've got Llewellyn coming back round. He's a big improvement. Doesn't get one. Car 911.
We've got Leica coming round, about to make one of his final laps. He's currently just under 2/10 down. No improvement for Leica.
Car 33. If I can
J Sharp
see.
from P16 stays P16.
Got 334 now coming around the final bend. Kalugin, a late joiner who's not set a lap yet. up to P27 for Kalugin, just a banker lap this late on. He's got one final attempt at a lap. But Mr. Overtaker has reappeared in the Sprint Sunday Series, rocking my race number. The only time my race number was ever that high on the grid when Mr. Overtaker used his name to full effect and overtook everyone.
Now, we've currently got Grafe, who, well, he's backed out of this lap. I was about to say he's taken the GTR by storm and really made an impression in the last few rounds with the use of the GTR, which hasn't been common in ACC racing in recent weeks and months.
Oh, we had Mulnix jump to P5 there. Massive improvement from Mulnix.
Always we catch Clayton going really, really wide at the final turn. I do wonder if on his final lap if that will give him some sort of advantage. We'll wait to see if that improvement comes. No, he backs out.
Car 113, Llewellyn.
No,
P6 for Llewellyn. Great improvement.
Came through very late for me. But Leica coming around
is
once
now
more.
just coming round the final corner. He needs just under 2/10 of improvement.
He gets it!
Absolute blinder.
Almost exactly 2/10.
Now car 33. Gonna slightly miss it. Where are you, J Sharp? Stays P16. Car 334 is Kalugin, I believe. Set a banker lap last lap. Needs absolutely everything on this lap to improve his chances at a starting grid. P26 there.
74 is Colpitts in P22 currently. He's taking a lot of the inside curbing as he comes out of the final turn.
So that curb is going to make or break.
Doesn't improve. Behind was 777, Mr. Overtaker. Where's he gone?
P13. With Heyman's P9. Number 18, Chumakov's in P11 at the minute. Is a big improvement. Stays P11. Car 985.
There's Felix in P20 coming over the line in bright green. Stays P20.
Just missed Mulnix there, but car 79 coming back towards the timing line.
That is Gedman. Stays P24.
So I don't think Jabino. Is it Jabino car 19? It is Jabino car 19. My brain had a little bit of a waffle there. He's not going to get a lap done, but he does have Doran behind on a hot, and we also still have G Brown on a hot lap as well. What can Doran do?
Does sound good.
Stays P16, but now 2G Brown in P10 needs 0.003 of a second to overtake Heyman's. He does get it.
By a couple of hundreds. We've still got Mr. Overtaker going around, Retro. Well, he's still driving around. He has finished.
I was going to say, I saw the checkered flag.
That is a mean-looking Mustang. So there you have it, everybody. There is your final results for qualifying. In this iteration of the championship, the standings for the qualifying does set the grid for both race 1 of 20 minutes and race 2 of 40 minutes. So even if you spin it and bin it in the first 20 minutes, you'll have another stab at glory in the remaining 40 minutes. So Retro, if you want to go through those standings, make sure everybody knows where they are.
Yeah, no, that's fine, but I didn't want you to burn yourself out too early. But say, Leica does take pole position with a 143.56 sharp, 100th of a second behind him, hot on the heels, P2. Samuel Grave in P3 there, Michael Mulnix in P4, Josh Clayton in P5, Brooklyn Llewellyn P6, Andrew Eden P7, Morgan Grace P8, Gordon Brown P9, Wouter Heyman's P10. I haven't learnt the first name of P11, so unfortunately Chumakov's your P11, but fantastic, well done. Mr. Van der Wall P12, Mr. Overtaker P13, Fitterer P14, Serpentine P15, Doran P16, J Sharp P17, Richings P18, Jabino P19, Felix P20, Filomeno P21, Corcomlacus P22, Colpitts P23, Gebron P24, J Thacker P25, Townsend P26, Kalugan P27, Coppins P28, Sargent didn't set a lap, maybe he's serving a ban we're not aware of, P29, and Luke Prentice in P30. There, so 30 drivers tonight, guys, so mega grid, mega action. FRL is the place to be, so don't go anywhere for race 1, 20-minute sprint, shortly followed by a race 2 of 40 minutes. I say, just also going to plug the Patreon as well, just a little £3 a month, you can get yourself your race number reserved. If it means something special to you, you can get a practice server before the races in, say, Taco Tuesday, Sprint Sunday, Late Night Thursday, all the good stuff you can have, all the juicy details, all behind the off season, on season, have your input, be a special dedicated member to the server. And if you're not in the server and you want to get involved and you are watching from the stream, drop a comment in below the comment section and one of the admins will get involved and give you a message to join Discord, so you can listen to us commentate on a Sunday and hopefully not bash doors but fair clean racing when we race on Tuesday.
Ah, no bashing doors.
I
I
mean,
like
sorry,
bashing
that's
doors.
your department, not mine.
Oh.
I mean, after Imola, it's more like my back door. But you know, I mean, we can't really say that on stream.
But you did anyway.
Commitment was sent.
Oh god. So we've got a few minutes of lead-in time while the drivers just amend their fuel, maybe make a few setup changes. There's no park firme here. You can make whatever adjustments from qualifying to the race to try and make the most out of your setup across the two race fixtures. We have a short formation lap here so the drivers don't get bored wandering around seeing the gloomy Spanish countryside. And then we're going to have 20 minutes of lights out racing to keep you all entertained on your Sunday evening. Because last few weeks I think there's been a few F1 races that people might have scuttled off to go and see, but nothing to take you away from us this evening.
Yeah, you got no excuses tonight.
Yeah. And as I always say, if you're quite happy with watching the stream, you've been entertained, maybe consider sharing it with someone you like, someone you love, and if you consider the stream awful, make sure you share it with somebody that you hate. And obviously, a like and a subscribe wouldn't go amiss either. It really helps us grow, really helps share the love for the channel, and reach as many people as we can with this exciting content. And we've only got a minute and a half left to go. The drivers will have to hit ready when it gets to 30 seconds, whether they're ready or not. They have to settle with whatever they've set their car with. I know a few people that have made mistakes on that ready up button and then regretted having the wrong tyres on.
I mean, are we talking from experience here, or just own self explosion at this point?
I mean, I haven't done it. Do you know anybody that's done it?
I mean, you might have done. I'm not saying you haven't, but I know I've definitely done it.
I think I have done it, but maybe a long time ago. I think it's a while since I've made that mistake.
Well, I think, to be fair, I think sometimes I've caught you do it is when sometimes you forget to set your pressures for your pit stop, so you come out and your tyres are absolutely ice blocks. But we're not going to get any ice blocks round the circuit de Barcelona Catalunya, as it is currently 17 degrees with 20 degree track temp. I wasn't aware what it was for the qualifying. Has it gone up? Has it got down? Has it stayed the same? Tweaking the setups, the pressures, the tyres. If you can give these drivers an inch, they will take an absolute mile. A quarter mile, half mile, 4 mile. Rubbin's racing, but I mean, these guys are fantastic. Mega
Unless
grid
you're Brown, I'll
tonight.
take it to the car park.
Well, if you're Gordon Brown, you're taking it across the grass, WRC style, not the car park. And so we do have Mr. Leica, who has started his pink Aston Martin and is now going to lead the pack round these couple of corners, and we're going to get underway for race 1.
You say that, but he seems to have backed off a little bit.
I mean, maybe he
There we
just
go.
wants to repeat from Donington with a double bus stop, maybe.
All cars are going to edge onto this straight. So Grafe has backed off a little bit. Maybe he's going to get a drive at the last second. And there's a long run down to turn 1, and we are go, go, go. Like has got a great start. Grafe has backed off. That seemed a bit too much. Sharp is taking the wide line. He's going to try and sweep it on the outside. Like has got it covered off.
And so we do have Grafe alongside Sharp now, getting the inside line. Great drive from Grafe there, but Sharp's going to fight him back. Great bit of driving from Grafe there.
Clayton, I think, took 3 cars at the start there. Great overtaking into the first corner.
And so maybe we have to get that on the replay once the race is finished. So just trying to cover all camera angles as it started. Let's say Grafe has jumped up to P2. We've got slightly behind. Oh no, we got Fitterer and Heymans. Heymans has spun the Lamborghini round. Unfortunate. Oh, avoiding action from a couple of drivers there. Oh, Mr. Overtaker. Oh no, who was that? That was a BMW. I think that was Coppens. Oh, it's unfortunate. I say, guys, don't forget we do have another stab at this for race 2. So don't go anywhere for race 2.
There's a bit further behind. That was Van der Waal being overtaken by the Porsche of M. Grace there into turn 10. Pack doing very well to fall into formation now. But side by side, we've got Filomeno and Kokomalakis. Well, Kokomalakis just leaving behind Filomeno and Prentice entering the final chicane. And Filomeno just allowing Prentice back in through the door, through the chicane, and around the outside.
Great bit of driving from Prentice there. I think Prentice started P30. He's already up to P21.
That's incredible driving. Got Brown looking for an overtake on Felix into the first turn. He's got the inside. How well do those Bentley brakes work? Oh, they work very well.
What happened to Brown? I think he qualified P9, didn't he? He's already down to P23.
Incidents must have occurred and seemingly starting to be overcome. We've got just behind that though, Thacker is now under pressure from Felix under pressure from Thacker going into turn 4 and further ahead.
So we do have 3 cars in the pits already from damage.
Now Kokomalakis overtaking Prentice.
The Prentice is not going to give up. Watching down the straight here. Gonna try to sell one on the brakes? I don't think so. No, Kokomalakis is 2 slightly in front. Sharp has closed up a lot to Grafe though, hasn't he, buddy? He just reeled him in ever so slightly. His big train for the say the front 6 drivers there.
Yeah, with Leica leading him away. And I can't help but see that Clayton behind has got one hell of a drive on Munich. Picking up the slipstream.
Gonna break the wind in a second.
The inside line is working well. So, oh, as they touch. And that's knocked Clayton wide. Momentary loss of car control. And Mornix has to keep going. But he's now got, I believe, there's Llewellyn behind him.
Yeah, so Llewellyn and Van der Waal.
It's a pity for Clayton. That move was all but done. Mornix just held it around the outside. Oh, behind we've got Richings on Townsend, P13 and 14. This might be a dive into turn 4.
McLaren versus Ferrari. Pink versus purple.
Townsend keeps that position for now. Townsend's got a good drive here, but Gedman behind is also closing in.
He does have Sargent hot on the back of him as well. So that train is going to get fully loaded. Korkmalakis is joining on the back of that as well.
I think Gedman is under the pressure from Sargent here. But Gedman's taking a dive up the inside of Richings. Back Richings is getting on the inside here.
Ooh.
Gedman has to take the super wide line. Finds grip round the outside, but then also finds marbles.
Big on the brakes from Gedman there. He's back side by side into chicane. I don't know what's worse, being side by side through the chicane, but not alone of Bentley. We've got Sargent fighting. Gedman went wide. He's all out of shape.
Backed up by the Ferrari.
Oof, slots in that train there. Look how tight that train is, buddy.
And we've now got Colpitts on the back of Gedman. We've got two moves going to be made into this corner. Gedman on Sargent. And Sargent's through.
Gedman's still hanging it. I think Colpitts has got the drive. Yes, he has. Prentice also looking at a move on Gedman. He's got the inside greater line through the tight right-hander.
So Gedman looks like he's going to finish this sequence ahead of this pack. He's now dropped a few places.
Gedman.
Oh, but that's Sargent off. The Sargent who was leading this sequence after all that action. And now Gedman round the outside. The BMW. Is that Phelan? No, not Phelan. A bit further back. Picks up Eden, who's trying to go round the outside of Thacker and has to get out of the back of the Porsche just ahead. That's Thacker. There's Kalugin he overtook. Oh, and down the back straight. Gedman is having another go at Prentice. Goes one way, goes the other. And oh my god, the Bentleys are converging. Two ships passing in the night.
It's like Transformers are going to join together and make one mega Bentley. Just like we have a mega grid, we're going to have a mega Bentley battle. So you've got the battle of the barges, pretty much. You've got Colpitts just in front, Gedman and Brown in the Bentleys, followed by 3 BMW boats. So it's very interesting to see how that battle is going to spice up. But so we're just going to take a check at the front. Sharp is still all over the back of the Grafe. That's the closest I've seen him, 3/10 towards Grafe. So he's going to want to try get past Grafe as quick as he can if he wants to take any sort of fight to Leica. He's only 100th of a second behind him in qualifying. So being currently behind Grafe, he's not going to do himself any favours. But Grafe doing an absolute stellar performance for his own tier, keeping Sharp behind him and the overall championship as well. Korkmalakis is still trying to chase down Felix for P21 there, just trying to flick through the timing screen. Jay Thacker looks like he's done rather well, but Doran looks like he's done really well. The timing line's not updated, but we've got Kalugin and Coppins who have lost out, and Doran is right behind Thacker there for P24. Two more cars in the pits. Oh, we got some side by side from the barges. Got Colpitts and Gedman going at it just in front. Hello mate, how we doing? Nice to see you back in the server. We will give everyone a moment in the spotlight when we do get a chance to, so bear with us. We do have your friend as requested, Chamakovs in P10, just half a second behind Serpentine. Just whilst we are waiting for the timing lines to update with the closest times, Grafe does have a 1.8 second gap behind Leica. Sharp is still holding on to 3.5 tenths behind him. Van der Waal is just under half a second behind Clayton. Just trying to flick through the pack. G Brown and Gedman still holding in between the battle of the boats and the barges. Occupied P16, P17, P18, P19, P20 and P21 there. Battle of the barges. So Gedman is still not letting G Brown past. Maybe there might be some team orders from admin Bentley team. But it's going to be absolutely fantastic to watch these barges go at it. A couple more drivers in the pits. I see Coppins, car 78,
Gedman
also
goes
in
defensive.
the pits. Did we lose you there for a second, buddy?
No, I had myself on mute while I blew my nose and I forgot to turn it back on.
Ah, fair enough, buddy. I thought you had a connection issue or something because you went really quiet. But fair enough. Nice to see you still here, snorting tissue away.
Oh, you miss all sorts of great commentary afterwards. But all the same, Sargent is lining both the barges up now. Brown did not get a good exit there. He was all over the yellow sausage curb on the outside. Now the slipstream is going to come right into effect here, especially as Gedman in the front of them is weaving around a little bit. But formation is resumed. This battle, as close as it is to the front, is seemingly quite stable. While it's only a 4/10 gap between Grafe and Sharp, it does seem that it's one that Grafe has well managed. Oh, Prentice and Townsend, P13 and 14. A little bit of side-by-side action into turn 5. But was that Townsend? So Prentice did have that one covered. Right, surely this is it. Brown has managed to leave Sargent and Felameno behind, but then he goes a bit deep out of the exit at turn 9. But he's got a good drive all the same. Is he going to get squeezed to the outside? He's not going to quite get the switch back. That corner's way too tight for that. Admin versus admin. So Sharp has just had to back off Grafe a little bit at the top.
That's side by side with Brown and Gedman. Final corner, Gedman's got the power around the outside. That has now invited Sargent. Brown slots in there. Sargent not quite enough wind in the Bentley boat. I'm sorry, the BMW boat even. All these Bentley talks and BMW boat talks gets confusing. Should just sail away.
Oh, but then Gedman has not had a good exit around turn 3. But I think Brown has had to react to that. Brown goes defensive. Sargent can't find the grip around the outside. Drifts a little wide, trying to find it. Oh, Gedman's gone deep. That's invited Brown right alongside. And this time he's going to have the inside for turn 6. Gedman's going to fight it all the same. He's kept his nose in. Into turn 9.
Great drive from Gedman there. Great recovery. It's like a rolling roadblock.
Maybe the admins have orchestrated this.
Oh, big on the brakes from Gedman there.
Around the outside. Finds the drive over the sausage. It's a rolling roadblock. This is outstanding.
I don't know whether to be disappointed or impressed the fact they've managed to pull this off.
Oh, as there's a bit of a touch between the two cars.
Brown's all over the curve in there, but this rolling roadblock is still happening.
Oh, but now Brown is through on Gedman.
Also,
and now
Sargent is also through as well. Gedman's bleeding down the straight here. Is Felix also going to get a move on Gedman as well? I think he's slightly far behind. Korkomalakis and Eden also joined the back of what was the formal roadblock. Sharp is still back under 3/10 to Grafe.
Yeah, it does look like Sharp is able to gain a lot of ground on Grafe through the end of the first sector, but then just I think they're very equal on power down the straight. Jumping on board with Korkomalakis, he's alongside Felix, about to come into turn 6, but Felix much braver. That was Eden, sorry. So Eden has got past Korkomalakis, just found the speed round the outside into turn 6. Clayton has found himself now on the back of Llewellyn by about a second, but definitely interested. He could really make forward moves here, maybe get himself near to the really establish his place in the podium of the tier.
I think the distance is, so it's not far off the distance from Clayton is to Llewellyn to what Llewellyn is to Molnix.
I think I just saw Grafe have a little bit of a drift around turn 3, and this has really got Sharp on the back of him now.
Yeah, he's definitely closed up really well there, so I went to click onto the battle and he pressed to report Grafe there. That's not what I want to do.
Report Grafe for masterful defence.
Report him for being too good. And so Sharp is not letting him go. He's like a dog with a bone.
I do wonder how much this is hurting Sharp in his fight for the lead. Obviously, this group has dropped off the back of Leica.
Yeah, at this point Leica's checked out. 3 minutes remaining. There's nothing else I think that Sharp could do at this late on in race 1.
Well, Eden is having to defend from Korkomalakis again. He momentarily was on the back of Felix, but is that get away from him?
Oh, where's Korkomalakis gone? He's all over on the grass there. Bit of WRC, sponsored by Gordon Brown in his Bentley barge. So Sharp is trying to absolutely reel this GTR in, but doesn't have the momentum down the straight.
If this doesn't entice him to take some wing off in between the two races, I don't know what will. I can see this battle resuming exactly how it was ending this race in race 2, unless the setup changes. And now, with a bit of clean air, Brown has left Sargent behind a little bit.
So just a minute 30 left of race 1, but guys, do not go anywhere. We have race 2 shortly to follow. 40-minute sprint, same format, just for 40 minutes. I think we will give the camera a change for race 2 to give you some more action-packed wide angle views, and so we can see all the battles. We do have Eden trying to overtake Felix side by side there, but Felix in a really good defence around the outside, but Eden just slips in, says thank you very much. He's now up to P21.
So Sharp there was about as close as I'd seen him so far, but he's had a little bit of a moment on the entry into the final chicane, and that's dropped him back by a few tenths as we cross the line. Yeah, he lost about 3 tenths going to that sector.
So we had from race control, leader is on final lap, so we will give him his moment in the spotlight when he does come back to the line. So just trying to flick through some of these battles as they are just ramping up as this timer is running itself down. Eden is hot on the heels of Filomeno. We got Gedman doing a big drift into chicane there, which has just allowed Filomeno to close up and shut up shop. He is right on the back of that Bentley coming down the straight. Eden shortly in tow behind.
Sharp will be giving it absolutely everything around about now. There's nothing to really be left on the table. The timer screen says 6/10, but he's a hell
Doesn't
of a
look
lot
like
closer than
6
that.
tenths.
As Grafe goes about as close to the gravel as he dares. Sharp has a little look.
Yeah, 3 tenths now. Oh, I just missed that. Slightly behind. We had Llewellyn go past Clayton there. Down the straight. Was that was under braking. We just slightly missed that. So we might have to go back and watch that. Last lap, race 1. And so back to Leica as he comes round the final corner. The man who's been untouchable in race 1 takes the checkered flag there. Congratulations, buddy.
And conclusion for that P2 battle is Grafe does come away with it.
And so as the drivers are crossing the line, Grafe P2, Sharp P3, Molnix P4, Llewellyn P5, Clayton P6, Van der Waal P7, Heymans P8, Serfontaine P9, Chemakov P10, Jabino P11. Really close to Prentice there, but say Prentice P12, Sharp P13, Townsend P14, Richings P15, Colpitts P16, G Brown P17, Sargent P18, Gedman P19, Filomeno P20, Eden P21, Felix P22, Korkmanakis P23. Thacker is going to come round the final corner when he does cross the line to take P24. But what have I seen here? Mr. Overtaker, down in P25, has the fastest lap.
That's impressive.
Kalugin P26, as he just comes round in a very battered Porsche there. Doran P27, Coppins P28, Grace P29. Not quite sure what happened to Grace there. Fitter at P30. So whether we can, if we can get the fastest lap time there quickly before the server changes. Mr. Overtaker did a 43.6. So just whilst that's going to happen, I'm going to quickly change the camera. So bear with me guys, just whilst we change the camera to get a better action-packed raw footage.
Yeah, don't forget to change that, save that replay as well, Retro, so we can go through some of these lovely overtakes that maybe the stream might have missed, or once we've got a better angle of after the race.
Oh, I was just in the replay. I need to go back in there now. Hope it's not glitched it from the camera. Right, replay saved. And so we're just going to fire up the Formula Racing League as the FRL helicopter cam. You know, all you Patreon subscribers pay for all the helicopter fuel because we are absolutely minted round the circuit of Barcelona. Unfortunately, Fernando Alonso did not want to partake in all of our shenanigans. So, yeah, race 1 concluded. Hopefully race 2 can be as action-packed as that, but hopefully no Bentley roadblocks again. I'm looking at you admins. That was naughty. We're all fair game racing. I would like to know if that was intentional or just pure accident.
I do think about part way through it, they probably thought, hang on, you know, this is working. I don't think it might not have been the intention originally, because he did spend a long time defending him. But I reckon once they had it, and they had it for about half a lap, I do think they saw the benefits of it, and I think they stuck with it.
So
but it's a question, if Gedman or Brown want to find their way into the commentary booth after the race, we'll be more than happy to put that question to them. So yeah, just a few minutes now, guys, before we head into race 2, which is 40 minutes. Same requirements, same starting grid order. And we're going to do this all over again, but with slightly higher stakes of 40 minutes over 20. Drivers will have to start with a bit more fuel, which means turn 1 will be that bit trickier. And I wonder if Clayton will be able to make that same huge move he made into turn 1, which we'll revisit after the race 2 has finished.
So I got some really nice comments from Ivan in the comments, but say, buddy, unfortunately I don't own a keyboard, because obviously we stream on console, so I don't have the access to flip keys to change cameras, but we're working on it, we're getting there. I mean, practice makes perfect, right? Or sometimes you just have to do best with the tools you've got. I mean, I say that every day working as a mechanic. I mean, some tools do work, some tools don't work. You sometimes make tools, you know, or just break them and throw them just absolutely everywhere.
So if you visited Retro's workshop in any time in the last year or so, please follow.
It has a big sign, how to avoid injury at work, don't upset Retro. Because tools will be thrown.
And by that, he doesn't mean his colleagues.
No, I mean, I could stream appropriate. I could grab a colleague, swing a colleague like a hammer throw, and then hit another colleague, and that'll be a double whammy. But yeah, no, I appreciate it, Ivan. Thank you very much. So it's something that I would like to do eventually, but obviously just at the moment, just bearing with console shenanigans. But so we don't have the luxury of PC content or streams, but we are the best of the console streamers. I mean, some people have man flu and chicken out.
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa, bro.
Well, for those who are new to the stream, obviously this is specifically a console cross-platform league. We do have PC leagues in the server which do utilize the PC elements that you're probably familiar with on sim racing. But we do here to accommodate those who are on console, race on console, and are provided for by console. So for those few shortcomings, we bring you the best action that's available for those accessing sim racing on console. But we are raring up for race 2, as previously mentioned. 40 minutes, as you can see in the top right hand corner. And yeah, there's no requirements to pit. It's a long way to come back, but you want a long way if anything happens to you in the opening few laps. Something to recover with.
10 seconds.
Hopefully people won't be whining like Hamilton. Just turn it off. We're just going into a short formation lap, as seen before. Like once again, choosing to back off initially and then come back at the grid. It's a long run down to turn 1. And Leica is on the dirty side of the grid.
Green light, green light.
And we are go, go, go. Leica makes a good start. Those drivers electing to come over to the left this time, or their right this time around. Leica does a great job covering it off. But here comes Grave. Grave goes down the inside. He's going to try and get the inside of Sharp. And does so. Leica making equally great start as he did last time. But Sharp having to really fight this one off. He does not want to give Grave that advantage like he did last time round. And Grave does. Be honest there. And Clayton, even better start than before. He's up into P4 this time. There's one more. You still there, Retro?
I muted myself by mistake. Oh, what an amateur. See, guys, this is what we need. Better commentators, you know, actually muting yourself during the stream. It's just not ideal, but we do have Llewellyn that was in the gravel trap there that I did just notice. Mornix is hot on the heels of Grafe. Sorry, Grace, not Grave.
We've got Chumakovs in the Aston Martin being pressured by
we do have Haymans in front and Fitterer behind, shortly followed by Filomeno. It does seem to be all out of shape. I do see a McLaren there of Van der Waal, I believe. Is that Van der Waal? That is Van der Waal, yes.
Llewellyn catching up with the pack quite quickly in the clean air. So hopefully we'll see.
Oh, never mind. Car 33, that is Jay Sharp.
Ooh, who almost took Coppins on his rejoin.
Speaking of rejoin, we had Mr. Overtaker. So, oh, G Brown spun it on turn 1. Not ideal there, Mr. Brown. But he does take fastest lap. Interesting.
And that's how fast he was going into turn 1.
Rubber Dinghy Rapids, bro. But he does take fastest lap, but apart from a damaged ego, he does get underway once again.
So Sharp trying to make early moves on Grafe. He's putting absolutely everything into this early attack. He's all over the back of him and side by side with him, which was more than he got for the entirety of race 1. And that's Grafe over the curbing. Sharp around the outside. They touch into turn 9. Grafe defends the inside. Oh, but Sharp has to back out of that again. And now Colpitts at the rear. Can see this developing and is going to close up under braking. Grafe clearly feeling the pressure. Oh, further back, Mr. Overtaker and Filomeno, P13, P14. Mr. Overtaker's now gone off track. Now he's got Jabino up on his inside. Now becomes his outside. Mr. Overtaker looks like he's just up. If he can get the traction, should have this.
Oh, Jabino all over the curb in there. Gives Mr. Overtaker the room, but oh no, he gets all over the curb in and gets a big punt from Jay Sharp in the back of the Lamborghini. So this pack is nice and tight. We do have G Brown trying to make a move on Coppins down in P27. We do have Llewellyn in P29 that does take the fastest lap there at the moment.
Jabino has just been... Lamborghini. There was Fitterer, who just got involved in a whole bunch of stuff around turn 2. Had a few positions lost in Mornix, Van der Waal and Chumakovs. Further back from the leading battles, we have Eden chasing down Grafe.
Oh, I'm very sorry, buddy. We do have Fitterer, and I believe that's Filomeno. So I think Fitterer had a really big snap on the exit of, I think, turn 6 or turn 5.
Mr. Overtaker's coming for him, though.
But so, not to mention Filomeno, Mr. Overtaker smashes the board on the exit of the track there. Does regain track, but I think he might have gained an advantage from that. Jabino, look on the inside. That is a snicker from Mr. Jabino.
And the Lamborghini's traction pays dividends.
Oh, I was waiting for you to make a Lambo dig. So Filomeno is now wide. All over the shop now. Battle of the BMW boats. Sargent is behind. But now, down the straight, who's going to have taken wing on or off from the last race to make the difference. Sharp is still hanging on just over 3.5 tenths to Sharp.
So we've
Sorry,
got Mr.
Grafe even.
Overtaker around turn 3, trying to make a move on Fitterer. Coming into turn 4 now. What does he think of his brakes? Not enough. He comes back, finds the power quickly. And entering into turn 5. Just watches the Lambo wash a little bit wide. I reckon this will be a move into turn 10 if he sets it up right. Avoid all mistakes over the curbings. Carry as much speed as you can round turn 9. I dare say that Fitter has had a better drive through, but the power of
And the
Ford
Mustang and the
comes
break-ins,
back.
look at him close up there.
Further back, that's Colpitts. Just ahead of Richings, having to go defensive. And Felix is having to go defensive against Prentice and the Ferrari behind. Oh, and that is...
Ooh!
Oh, Prentice has just punted Felix round. He is waiting for him.
Oh, don't reverse on a live track. Oof, I thought he was going to
Fair play
fully reverse out though.
Fair play to Prentice, waiting this whole time. That's the sportsmanship we do like to see. However, that BMW looks in a bad way.
We have seen Sharp drop off Grafe ever so slightly. He's now just 8 tenths now behind Grafe. Clayton is now closer to Sharp than Sharp is to Grafe.
Oh, Mr. Overtaker coming back again. Oh, just misses the rear of Fitterer.
They got Van der Waal and Chemakov's going at it for P10.
P22, Llewellyn is trying to go around the outside of Townsend into turn 5. Townsend gives him the space. He's still there. Comes into turn 6 and he has to back out to try and pick up a good drive through turns 6 and 7. Sharp does seem to re-engage with Grafe.
Mr. Overtaker goes very deep into the sector 2, early sector 3 hairpin. Oh no!
Oh, as he comes
he
back.
rejoins naughtily. Oh no. Filomeno does really well there, but he's going to lose out quite a few places here. He's off track once again. Oh no. That's Richings he's having a bit of door bang with there. So just behind we do have a couple of cars. I think Jay Thacker trying to chase down Korkamalakis, battle of the Porsches.
Sorry, Retro, we're going to have to go to P2 because Sharp has got one hell of a drive on Grafe here. Takes a dive down the inside. Oh, just has to pull out of it, but he's found the inside line.
Oh, he's fighting the steering wheel.
All looked very possible for a moment.
So then the GTR just hooks up and just drives off into the sunset.
Mr. Overtaker still persisting with Jabino down in P13. Oh, he's got a good drive here. Jabino has to go defensive. Oh, and cuts back across his nose.
But look at Clayton. Clayton's there as well. He's going to be licking his lips at this.
Goes a little bit deep as Clayton. But gets a cutback nicely. An intriguing battle this one for P2. And Leica's basically pulled out the same gap that he had at the end of race 1 in half the time. Clayton does seem to be closing down this straight. I don't think it's going to be quite enough by the end of it. It isn't. So picked up Doran, coming up on the back of Thacker. Will this be a move in P20 for P19? Oh, he backs out. Thacker does well, goes a little bit deep, picks up the wide
Doran's
traction.
right there.
Awesome to turn one. Gedman trying to go around the outside of Kalugin.
He's gone a bit sloppy in the corner, which has invited Prentice through on the inside. Oh, I'm not quite sure what's happened there, but I think we missed a moment from Doran and Thacker there. G. Brown and Townsend have both slipped through both there. So I think it may be a bit of contact, not quite sure, but so we'll look back at it on the replay. Sharp still hanging on to Clayton.
Yeah, Doran and Thacker battle was really caught up to the back of Brown. And Jabino's getting more and more company as the lap goes on. Mr. Overtaker has left him behind now. That move was good and a while. Mr. Overtaker is about to make another one. He's on the back of Fitterer. Down the inside, this one should be relatively textbook. As long as he gets his braking right. And he does.
He's going to go to the curb, which is going to invite Fitterer in, but doesn't quite get the drive out. Fitterer seems to be flashing. Maybe something he's not happy about.
Oh, Fitterer then taps him. And taps him again. And Fitterer goes fully around. Mr. Overtaker seems to be able to carry on.
Oh, he returns to pits. That's unfortunate. No, I think he's just left the session. So Grafe is now 5 seconds behind Leica, but look at the move from Clayton. Oh, not quite enough. He had the speed there.
To stay in the battle well. Oh, as that is M. Grace taking a very grassy route down the inside.
Serpentine as well.
Reasonably safely.
Heyman's there. Mulnick's there as well. So I'll flick through some of the packs. We've got some of the battles on the helicopter cam whilst it is flying above our lovely Barcelona. So we've got Gordon Brown reeling in Townsend down the straight. I don't think it's going to be enough into turn one. He's going to break wind, break slipstream, but not quite enough. Slots back in. He's going to try to set himself up for a move a bit later on.
Further down the pack, well, further up the pack, we've got Van der Waal, who's been taking chunks out of Chumakov's in the last few laps. 6 tenths is the gap for P10.
Oh, who is that? That's Eden. That was P5, facing the wrong way in the little uphill section of turn 6 or 7, I believe.
That would be turn 7.
So yeah, Eden down to P10, P11, or P12. Yeah, I can see Mr. Overtaker just in front of him. So that's cost him 7 places. That's unfortunate.
Van der Waal getting closer still on Chumakovs. The P9.
Well, I think this could be it, buddy. I think I've just seen Sharp get the drive out the final corner down the straight. I don't think it's going to be enough. Is it going to be enough down the straight? You've got Grafe weaving, Sharp trying to break the stream, but not quite enough. He looks a lot closer on the helicam than what he was. Being a great drive out the final corner, but still wasn't enough to overtake the GTR.
Grafe a little bit spicy on the curbs though. But then Sharp has had a bit of a rear end moment. He's allowing Clayton to come back at this. And they bunch up once again.
So I've been on a merry-go-round.
Oh, here goes Clayton. Sharp has to go defensive. The wide line doesn't really work in turn 5. Clayton's had to find that out the hard way. Now Van der Waal around turn 5 though, I take my words back immediately. Van der Waal has managed to make that work down in P10. Overtakes Chumakovs on the cutback.
See, this is what he does best. As he's punching a marshal, he's proving us wrong.
I've picked up G Brown, coming up behind Townsend, who turns 6, down in P18, P19. The hunting ground for the Bentley, one of these straights from turn 9. He seems to get the best entry into the corner there though, so he's having to come from a long way back to charge at Townsend. Now Sargent on Jabino, only 2/10 is the gap.
No, we just had Leica take fastest lap there. Not that I wanted to watch Leica, but it jumped me up to him. But for anyone interested, Leica is currently doing a 44.2 for fastest lap.
So yeah, some of the battles settling in now. Oh, and who was that? There's ahead. That's a Ferrari of Molnix, who seems to have a moment. He's now got Van der Waal all over him. Molnix going super wide. This is Van der Waal right through for turn 4.
Fends him off very nicely from Van der Waal there.
Van der Waal making that overtake stick on Molnix.
He's now got Chumakovs all over the back of Molnix. Sharp once again trying to chase down the GTR down the straight. Oh, he's going to get him not quite under braking. Although he was going to send one there, but Clayton is closing up once again as these guys go round in formation.
Oof, that was a bit of a snap from Sharp there. Molnix does seem to be ailing. This battle was seemingly not anywhere near him in the early points of the race.
All further down we've got Richings and Colpitts going at it. I think Richings had a bit of a moment there, but so Colpitts has managed to pull a little bit of a gap back.
And Brown on Townsend. Brown's found a bit of an inside line here. Tries to get the power down with Townsend with the outside line. Enters the final chicane first. Oh, that is Townsend having a bad line to the final corner.
I think Brown had one as well.
It was not quite as tight. I think this is going to be a bit of a formality now. Brown's going to elect to try and find the grip around the outside.
Yeah, textbook move from Brown there. He's had race control 50% through race 2 here, guys, so don't go anywhere. Another 20 minutes remaining.
It does look like Van der Waal is starting to close up on Serpentine, and with that Heymans as well. So Van der Waal chasing a second in class if he can keep up this sort of pace.
There's definitely something in his locker. Van der Waal, fantastic driver, and so not when he's punching marshals.
So as
Oh, slightly
the
behind. Oh, we had Chumakovs and Mr. Overtaker side by side. Mr. Overtaker darted to the outside there to try and find a bit of space, but he gets a good drive on the inside. Now he's on the outside. Gets a great move. Going to stick his Mustang on the tip of the front. Is he going to get a move done? I think he is. Is Chumakovs going to fight this back? No, he's not. Mr. Overtaker does take P10. Great move.
a little bit ahead of them, we've got Molnix trying to come back at Van der Waal, position that was lost 2 or 3 laps ago. It's fair game. Molnix is going to go for it. He's picking up slipstream down the main straight. Pulls out close to the last second, but I think Van der Waal might be able to fight this round the outside. He does.
He gives him space. I think Molnix just gets a little bit weary there, but so he does. But look at the speed of Molnix now on the inside. Closes up very nicely. He's got the inside drive into the next corner. Can Van der Waal fend him off? As he did a couple laps ago.
Molnix, big dive on the side and then just catches the rear. So on lap 12, Molnix went for a big dive and just couldn't really make it stick.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Molnix there. He's bleeding quite a few positions now. That was Korkmalakis that just went past him. That was in P17. So he's dropped 8 places for that. Oh, we've missed something, buddy. Grafe is in P4. What have we missed? Sharp and Clayton are now past Grafe.
Must have been quite the pass. Quite the mistake from Grafe.
And so lap 12, we will watch that back on the replay for anyone that is interested after the race. Well, Eden and Chumakov now going at it. So just in
Grafe
front.
is coming back. Grafe, strangely, has a lot of pace off the back of Clayton. I mean, he was holding that position for a long time for a reason.
So now Sharp has been let through. He's got just under 7 seconds to Leica. What can he do?
Well, Mr. Overtaker Van der Waal to turn 1. Mr. Overtaker goes off track over the rumpel.
Does allow Van der Waal to cleanly get a little bit of breathing space there. Van der Waal fighting the steering wheel. Richings and Colpitts still going at it. Colpitts not quite pulled enough gap from Richings just yet, but he's still there. 4/10 is the current gap.
The top 3 for the Pro Tier has been restored, locking out those top 3 positions.
Sharp has taken 6/10 nearly out of Leica. It jumped to 7 seconds. It's now back down to 6.4. If he can maintain that a lap, might be something interesting to look towards the end. Or can Leica put the foot back down as he might be on cruise control as he is checked out at this race at the moment?
You need about on average about 8/10 a lap to really bring that down. And I reckon if Leica's seen that up and down, he might just put the foot down himself. Oh, Mr. Overtaker's round. Exit of turn 2. And that's allowed Jabino through.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, Mr. Overtaker. Oof. I thought he was going to cut across Sargent there.
So it's just about managed to get going again. Tyres will be hard.
Ooh,
Sargent takes a lot of curb.
Very, very close there.
Oh, Eden side by side with Chumakovs in P9. Going into turn 6. Chumakov's fight back. No, he backs out. Oh, as Sargent goes deep, Mr. Overtaker's round.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But how did Mr. Overtaker end up on the inside wall?
He just turned it.
Ah, it's unfortunate. But now look at Mulnix. He's got Korkmalakis just up in front on a big braking zone. You've got Sargent there, who's limping from that earlier incident. So the battles are starting to spice up these last couple of laps remaining. 13 minutes and 25 seconds left of this race.
Oh, as I just caught Kalugin just spear the wall of turn 7. Just lost it completely by himself behind Coppens.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I've just caught Mr. Overtaker going quite heavy over the sausage curb at the last turn. Chumakov really wants to get Eden back. He's kind of cemented P2 in class at this point, but there's an overall championship to consider.
Well, Eden having a bit of a snap there, facing towards the inside wall, not where he wants to have the car facing, but does seem to resurrect it.
I think there's Chumakov's also had a bit of understeer around the turn as well. The Sharp doing well, underneath 6 seconds now to Leica, but as I mentioned before, probably need about 8/10 a lap, which I think is just shy of at the moment.
I think that's the difference. I think Sector 1, I think Leica just puts a little bit back on him, but I think Sharp through Sector 2 and Sector 3 does drop that gap. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think you might be right, buddy.
So Richings and Colpitts in P12, P13. Richings really doing well to the fast corners to close in on Colpitts.
Just behind, we've got Mulnix trying to chase down Korkmalakis once again. G Brown is in the mix. Mulnix has a snap. G Brown's going to be licking his lips at this. All over the back of that Ferrari. Goes a bit wide and a bit deep on that corner, but he's going to get a great drive to fight back towards him. I do see a Korkmalakis who's temporarily glitching and teleporting on my screen. Not what we want to see.
Now this is where we see the speed differential between the Ferrari and the Bentley. Picking up station, Brown is coming. It's so alarming seeing that Bentley in your mirror.
It's like a deer in the headlights.
But not confident on the brakes. It's one hell of a car to try and get stopped.
So Serpentine's got past Heyman's. I think we might have missed that. Let's say 3 seconds to gap from Serpentine to Grace, but Heyman's is still...
Retro, P12, P13, Richings and Colpitts side by side into turn 5.
There's a battle that's been brewing for a little while.
Yes, Colpitts just a bit slow off the apex there, caught Richings napping. It does like Richings has gone through turn 7 again, much better than Colpitts. But here's where you release the BMW power, but the slipstream is coming back up for Richings. Nothing doing in that braking zone. Almost pulsing on the switchback. And Clayton is staying with Sharp.
Yeah, I think Leica might have seen Sharp crunching them numbers because he's slowly pulling that gap back out once again.
Oh, now here's a battle that might be worth a watch. Mr. Overtaker and Gordon Brown chasing down Mulnix, all of which have had some sort of spin. 3 drivers really far out of position. Oh, and that Sergeant round hitting Kokomalakis.
Oof, we just missed that. Just missed that.
So depending on how much speed was reduced, and it does seem a lot from Brown because Mr. Overtaker is coming up his inside into turn 4. Can Brown finally grip round the outside? No, he cannot. But can he cut back on him? Can he make a move into turn 5? Oh, looks like Brown's just struggling for a bit of car control as he drifts wide of the apex, and I believe that position is going to be held from here on in for Mr. Overtaker.
I think I have noticed as well that Serpentine is closing on Grace. I think I do see a BMW in the mix. I think that is Filomeno. Yeah, he's just let Serpentine pass. He's now got Heyman slightly behind as well, so he's been a lap car. Great sportsmanship to let the lapping traffic past.
I think Heyman's wanted
A cheeky toe.
a little cheeky toe there, but Filomeno wasn't having any of it. And Mr. Overtaker doing a great job closing up to Mulnix. In the 8/10, and I reckon give it a couple more laps.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. We got Prentice and Townsend down the start straight now. Prentice with a great drive. Is he going to try Blake's slipstream? Looks like he's giving a bit of bumping down the straight there. And that might be a bit of a connection issue, but say Prentice and Townsend.
Townsend looks like he's just handed that one to him. Really,
yeah,
just came
I'm
off
not quite sure whether
so
it was a network issue or a connection issue, but it's like he just leapfrogged in front of him. Clayton 8/10 behind Sharp, still hanging on. Leica's pulled that gap out a little bit once more.
And what did I say, Retro? Mr. Overtaker now only within 3/10 of Mulnix. And this is going to get really interesting towards the end of this lap. Mulnix also very close to the back of Riching, so this could all really come to a head down the pit straight.
Certainly can, mate. Serpentine is now 1.5 behind Grace.
And down the straight, it definitely looks like Mr. Overtaker's one to beat. As
Riching's gone deep. Oh,
Mulnix. So Mulnix reacts to it. Let's
Mr. Overtaker through.
So it's like
oh, he's definitely living up to his name tonight.
He's done one hell of a job. Now they irritate Mulnix because I think he cranked the steering to make sure he got through on Richings and then just lost the rear of the car. And Mr. Overtaker has compromised himself a little bit to Richings after negotiating that, but he won't mind too much. He got a position out of it.
Well, Clayton has caught back up to Sharp. Gap is 4/10. So he's definitely reeling Mr. Sharp back in.
This could get very spicy towards the end of the race, for which we're only 5 minutes away. This battle for P13 still very, very spicy. Mr. Overtaker making Richards go defensive.
Mulnix big on the brakes there. He's very lucky to not hit the Mustang there.
This might be the breathing room that Mr. Overtaker needs.
He can now put all of his efforts onto Richings in front rather than worry about Mulnix behind.
So watch for his exit, his entry to turn 9. It's a good one. It's a really good one. Look at the drive that he's found. Hops to the inside. I reckon this is a done deal here. Yeah, there he goes, draws ahead. Richings takes that super tight line again.
He does, he's going to get a great drive back.
Is there still there? Mr. Overtaker does look like he has more grip to play with though. And there you go. It's marginally deep, but he should mean he's on the inside for the next turn. He's really backed this pack of 4 up. Richings now is going to be a sitting duck for Molnix. And Brown, this might be 3 into the first turn. Look at Brown coming. You see Molnix. You want Richings as well. He's on the marbles now, though. Oh, he almost had Richings as well, but him having to come off the back on the brakes there. Almost let Molnix back in, but he's managed to cover that one off. Entry into turn 3. Serpentine really, really close on the back of Grace. And likewise, Clayton very close onto the back of Sharp.
Now that's the thing I didn't expect to see. Serpentine is now half a tenth behind Grace. He was 2 seconds. He was a second and a half. But he is now half a second behind Grace.
Serpentine has found great form mid-season.
And he's bringing
in FRL.
he's bringing Heymans with him as well. So I think Grace might be struggling here this late on in the race.
That wasn't the best entry into the penultimate turn though, and he's lost a bit of ground to Grace.
Oh, sorry, buddy. Back to Mr. Overtaker. He's going side by side with Colpitts. I mean, a bit of a snap there. The gap was a tenth and a half, which is really close.
Colpitts does a great job of making the inside for the next turn look unappealing. But look at the power of the Mustang. This is going to be quite the formality into turn 1, but he did so well on the exit of the final turn. You can probably afford to come across him now.
All slightly behind.
Corner.
We've got G Brown on Richings as well, down the inside. Great move from G Brown. Oh, Brown's at a moment. Oh, he just squeezes Richings there, so he couldn't get past him. But Richings is now on the inside for the braking point. Is he going to slot him behind, or he's going to send it on the brakes?
Big braking moves here. As both of them play a little bit of chicken into the corner. The Brown gets a bit of a moment, goes
he's on the
wide.
grass.
Will Molnix take advantage of this? Seems a bit boxed out. Brown seems very good at making a moving roadblock tonight. Not sure how much Richings elected to be part of that.
Oh, look at
roadblock.
Molnix. Oh no, he taps Richings onto the gravel trap. Oh no, that's naughty.
And now Richings been overtaken by Prentice.
Yeah, that's naughty. As a leader on final lap from race control, and look how close Serpentine and Heymans are to Grace now. I mean Grace had a great drive out the final chicane there, but so look at the gap.
A bit further behind as well, Eden chasing down Van der Waal. 4 attempts as they came through the final sector. But equal machinery means equal speed down the straight. And Clayton is so close at the back of Sharp now. Potentially Sharp's tyres are just starting to go off. You can just about make up lighter in the distance. Oh, as Clayton goes over the gravel. That's not what he needed in his final lap. That kind of cements P2 for Sharp here. Sharp's going to have to make a monumental mistake in his final few corners to give this up.
So I think Serpentine had a bit of a moment there, because Heymans did close up massively just by the timing line. So I don't think he's going to quite get a move done. But Eden behind Van der Waal, looks like he had a good drive.
But Leica is coming across the line now to claim a double win for this evening, class of the field, followed by Sharp and Clayton, who put on a good show for P2, followed by Grafe. Grafe showing that he's, albeit probably a pro driver for next season. M. Grace is going to lead this really tight battle to the line and claim P4 in class. Serpentine doing a great job bringing a winning class. Like Eden. Chemakov's great P2 in class, followed by Jabino, who's still under pressure from Mr. Overtaker all the way to the line. Oof. Almost had him.
I think if that timing line was further down... Ooh! He's had Mr. Overtaker give Jabino a little love tap. So I think if that timing line was a bit further down that start straight, buddy, I think that would have been a bit of a different story. I think Mr. Overtaker would have had the grunt and the speed of that Mustang to get a move done.
But as said in Fast and Furious, dude, I almost had you. You never had me. So if you just want to quickly jump into the replay, get that saved, and we can go through the standings, and we can begin to show you some of the few bits that we've listed off worth a look in the post race, and we're going to look to get a few people in for interviews as well post that.
Oh no, I think it's crashed. Please don't crash. Please be good to me.
So whilst Retro has a disagreement with the game, I'll just go through your final standings. So we have Leica, who's classed the field this evening, after 23 laps, takes the win, followed by Sharp, followed by Clayton, that make up the podium for the Pro Tier. We have Grafe, who once again classed the field in the Silver Tier, the strong P4, followed by M Grace, who was just off the back of that leading pack, by Serpentine, who gets a winning class, followed by Heyman's in P7, Vanderbilt in P8, 2 and 3 respectively, followed by Eden in P9. Chumakov's a bit closer to the lead in class than was originally looking like it was going to be, beating Jabino to the line, P10 and P11, followed by Mr. Overtaker in P12, Colbitts in P13, Brown in P14, Mornix in P16, Prentice P16, Richings in P17, Townsend P18, Sharp P19, Thacker P20, gaggle of Silver Tier drivers, Koklakis, Sergeant, Gedman, Filomeno, 21 to 24. Filomeno Pro Tier, my apologies. Klugin, P25, Coppens, P26. Felix, P27. Llewellyn, P28. And Doran, P29. Kitterer, P30. Now,
But
the
nonetheless, we are joined by Mr. G Brown, the former roadblock from race 1. How are you feeling, buddy?
That didn't go to plan.
I mean, for everyone behind you, it didn't go to plan, but from your and Gedman's point of view, it was a fantastic strategy.
Oh, it worked well. I mean, I won't lie and say I completely used that to my advantage. Did you catch a lot of that battle on the stream?
Oh, mate, of course we did. Do you remember what lap it first started on? Because obviously we're just in the replay mode. We're going to experiment, like what they do on the F1, and have the big screen and go through the highlights. I think Greg has written some moments down that obviously we caught on the stream. But do you remember what lap the rolling roadblock was started, Greg?
I don't. I think he's got man flu.
Yeah, he's just suffering quietly in a corner, and I'm trying not to blind the stream by using the replay mode, so...
So I had 2 instances from Clayton, both from the start and the last lap. So I did not get down what time the battle was, just because it was actually caught on the stream.
Right, so where's Clayton?
Hi, gents.
Hello, mate. We were just talking to your lovely rolling roadblock friend, Mr. Brown.
Oh, we had a fantastic battle in race 1.
Yeah, we were just talking about it just now. I mean, from your point of view, it was the perfect strategy because no one could get past you. because you've got two Bentley barges just hogging the road up.
But I was holding, Gogs, was I holding you to 46s, and then as soon as you get past me, you were into the 44s?
Yep, found 2 seconds almost immediately. There's me behind,
Shocking.
so it's after this. But you've got a
Fantastic
couple of
race,
laps
though.
from here.
Race 1 was far better than race 2, I think, for most
Here we
of
go.
us.
Coming up now.
Is there replays coming up? Is there replays on there?
Yeah, you can watch the share screen.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, we're experimenting something different tonight, lads. Obviously, like the F1, you got obviously the big screen and obviously the race highlights. We're going to try to
Fantastic.
do the same with some of the stuff that obviously we see on the stream. Obviously, we can only do it if we see it on the stream. Obviously, from
Yes.
your point of view and our point of view, your rolling roadblock was insane.
You couldn't miss it. It's like a funny icy shade of grey and that kind of pus green.
Well, I mean, to say, we know we call you the inspector of all barriers on circuit. I mean, you basically had a moving one round Barcelona tonight.
I think you got side by side into turn 9.
This is it here, I think. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, that's right, you kept on upshifting there and catching me. And then you gave me some pointers over the mic. I think where did you
I
catch
don't
me?
think it was this. I think it must be next lap because you were
Oh,
definitely side by here.
It was a sergeant in the background now. Got himself involved.
But I'd love to know,
So a
from
lot of this goes
Sergeant's
up-
point of
right.
view, just looking at you two in front, side by side, and going, I'm not going to make this.
You know what?
It's-
We said on the chat that Sergeant was actually doing really well, not to end up running into the back of one of us. He done really well all through that race.
It's stuck to you like a fly round you know what.
Yeah, this was now defending. I wasn't even thinking about getting away going.
There's a bit of grass there, mate.
Testing that lawnmower blade.
I think in your attempts to defend, you actually accidentally forced me and forced your nose up my inside at some point in this lap. Without realising it.
Where is it? I mean, it did go on for a few laps.
It must be...
I'm pretty sure it was instigated, like I said, I think into turn 9
Oh.
on one of the laps.
There we go.
Because one of you ended up losing out in the end, didn't you?
Me. I lost out to the maybe 3 spots.
Ooh.
He's showing his nose constantly. He's pestering you, so he is. He's pestering you.
Did not realise how close it was.
And we've got the boy in the Bentley at the back. The BMW, sorry. Who's that?
Is that the red
That-
one?
It was Filomeno, I believe.
Yeah, the red BMW's
yes.
Filomeno, and the obviously the yellow one's Sergeant. I mean,
Oh.
there,
Here we
this
go,
is
here
this
we
is
go.
where it starts.
So, made my mistake. Sergeant thought, nope, door closed.
It was literally synchronised.
I think you've got a point. We could choreograph this just to go around.
It was at this
La
point
la
I thought
la
you
la
definitely could have squeezed.
la 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 la.
I thought going around turn 9, I definitely thought you could have squeezed him more, like you do here.
Oh, he's joined the stream. Mr. Leica, well done for race 1 and race 2, buddy. I mean, you pretty much checked out for both of them, but I mean, fantastic. I mean, great seeing you on track once again in your bright pink Aston Martin. I mean, it's not as bright as Gedman's tennis ball yellow Porsche, but I mean, he's hopefully going to bring something better back next season.
I shall. Leica? Hello?
Yeah.
Here, go on.
There's a comment in the stream.
Ah,
Oh, I thought it was in the chat.
I stopped talking because of it. Look at
And
this,
we're still
side by
going on
side.
into the final chicane.
Oh,
And I think one of you gets a bit compromised through here. Yeah.
a little nudge there. Oof.
That's it.
Oh, I think that's what it was. What happened to you, Gordon, into race 2? I think you practically went into turn 1 backwards.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Well,
Let's see. Morgan Grace was very slow on the back finish straight, and I got a double toe from Milnix and Grace. Milnix cleanly got past Grace. I went to go up the inside, went to outbrake him, completely outbraked him, and decided to help myself to some of Milnix's brakes. And I ended up backwards.
I said
So,
bye-bye driver to you in that instance, and you says the same thing to me very quickly soon after because I lost it.
So, Retro, the two things I had down for race 1 was Clayton's start and Clayton's last lap. So Clayton's start into turn 1, he used number 500, that's it.
Right, let me see you start, then I'll head. Let me see this.
Because he just seems to find brakes all the way down the inside.
Yeah, you might be right there, Leica. I think you might owe Grafe a beer or two for holding up sharp.
Here we go.
Oh, this replay mode. I wish there was like a slightly quicker option than blinding everyone.
So I think he's
Where is
already
he?
made a position here.
So
the
Clayton's
Aston?
obviously the far left, the black and green Aston.
Right.
Oh yeah, this is when I kill Eden.
He just slides to all of them.
Oops.
Oh.
I think you've not really done him justice there, starting it a little bit later in the straight, but he just got an incredible drive and just managed to get the inside of all of those guys.
Yeah, that's
And I
good.
think the last lap, was when he finally managed to get a position done. That's the end. So who's that he's chasing? That is...
That's Llewellyn in front. That is for position, that's... So...
So we missed this on the stream,
Ah.
and we
right,
believe he did get him. We're yet to find out how, because...
Oh, we need to look at race 2 as well. What happened to Grafe?
Yeah, that was lap 12, I've got that down as. Because Grace seems got overtaken by the two cars he was defending against for the whole time.
It looks like he's actually getting slightly better exit to the corners. He's showing his nose here, so Llewellyn will start to panic.
Yeah, it's a shame to see no Bonham tonight, speaking of mind games.
Yeah, I think he's got commitments with the family tonight, so...
Ah, that's fair enough.
He also has a quali ban to serve. I'm sure that's in late night late enough.
There's the snap. So he's lost speed.
To getting him here. Nope,
Oh, no.
he's showing the nose.
Oh, here's a moment himself. So where does he get him?
He must lose it here.
Really nice through there. Closes up really nicely.
Does he get him?
Is Llewellyn going to lose it? No. Oh,
You just lied to us, Greg. How'd you feel?
I wonder how we had that down then. I do wonder.
Don't know. Anything else for race 1, buddy?
No, that's all I had for race 1. There must have been
Thanks,
something
guys. I'm going to head. Thank you very much for having us
Yeah.
on. And thanks
Alright,
again.
mate.
I'll let you
No
finish
worries.
everything off.
likewise.
Have a good night.
Likewise. Thanks again for tonight, gentlemen, as always.
Hope you like this arrangement. I think both of us took a bit of sort of like bedding into this. It seems unnatural.
I think that's the problem though, because I'm normally used to see you being on the reins, and
Ah.
the difference is obviously I'm normally used to say Greg having the camera and obviously going through it all, and obviously I'll feed him the information. Obviously when the roles are reversed, I'll stay quiet to feed the information, but then he's staying quiet because I should be the one talking.
So we've got lap 12 for Mornix down.
Listen, gentlemen, thank you very much again. We're looking forward to a nice big finale at Suzuka next week.
I'm absolutely dreading it. I think if I looked on my ACC stats, I've done 1 lap. Oh, hello. There's Brown backwards. We're going to watch
Brown
this.
backwards.
Oh,
We just gone through this and seen Brown facing backwards. That's an exit of first
yes,
turn.
I'll happily watch that.
Is he already backwards at this point? Yes, he is.
He is.
Right. Here's 1, 3, 4. What happened to you? Reveal yourself.
I think this
I've
is
got
when he
Townsend in the
destroys
comments
Milnix.
laughing.
He's gone to the inside.
Oh,
he's taking the grass.
just can't get the staff these days, mate. Oof.
Wow. I think I'd says to him as I pass by here, I was like, bye bye driver.
Alright, let's get his.
Let's get inside his cockpit. Can we get audio as he's screaming like a little girl when this happens? No? Right, I'll do the screaming, right? Oh,
So he's still full chat, still going. I mean, I've slowed it down a little bit just to give the ultimate effect of Gordon doing his WRC on ACC, but he's going to move out to Grace.
Oh, he's missed his break point by 20 metres there.
Good.
He normally breaks at the
Good.
120 mark.
He thinks he's making the turn and thinks, no, I'm not making it. Not by that, taking the car of me, and then he does it anyway. And off goes the pendulum,
Through goes Grace.
and everybody else.
Everybody passes. Yep, you should see me coming through eventually.
Oh,
Bye
that's
bye,
what I
driver.
meant to say about race 1 as well. I think one of the BMWs spun it, I think, on the exit of turn 5, and everyone was doing really well to navigate it, and all of a sudden one car didn't get the memo that there was a car backwards on track, and just absolutely just ploughed into it.
Oh, who was that?
I can't remember, I'll have to have a look at it.
Goodness.
I think the car was one of the. I think the car was one of the white BMWs.
Right.
The one that got hit. I think. Not that one. It was the
But
white
yeah,
one.
anyway buddy,
Well-
what else have we got for race 2?
So we've got-
I'll leave you to do the synopsis here, gentlemen, and I'll catch you later on.
Yeah, alright mate, no worries, thanks for joining.
Bye, gents. Bye.
Right, so we've got Mulnix in lap 12.
Oh, go on Brown, get the power down. Show him in a better light, shall we? Oh, no, hello, Townsend's going to fight back. Oh, no, he didn't. This is where he just breezed past him. Alright, so, Mulnix is what, car 34? Oh, 41.
41, there we go.
You're not supposed to say that. You fought him really hard. Alright, so where are we looking at, mate?
So this was mostly focused on stuff that would have happened just off camera, I believe. So
Is this where he went for a dive? On
I
Van der
think he
Waal and
was.
lost it.
I believe so. So I think it'll be in turn 10, I think.
I did for 5 laps, but I couldn't stand the heat in the kitchen. Oh, that's a shame, mate. You done really well tonight, Townsend. I mean, are we having a moment, or?
Oh, so he gets a bit of a switch back here.
Oh, is this what leads up to it? I think this is what leads up to it.
Yeah, I think I must have just taken a lap of the leader at the time. He gets down his inside here.
This is what it is.
So he gets back up the inside.
I think he just misses his brakes.
So yeah, he goes deep into turn 4, And then just as he goes through, Vanderbilt catches his rear just ever so slightly.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
And then I also had Grafe on lap 12, which may also be this lap, maybe. Just because, obviously, wherever the leader is. Here we go. So, ever so slightest nick, just stops him from turning in. He's very
Yeah,
lucky not to
it's
get collected by the
unfortunate
car.
there. Grave's still in front. Ooh, hello.
Oh, there we go. And there's one. And there's two. Just as simple as that.
I mean, it's unlucky. He done really well there.
So it just comes in, seemingly just a bit too hot. Snaps, catches it.
Oof, he does well to not hit sharp.
And then I think after that point, they're all equalised in pace, it seems, apart from maybe Sharp ahead, who obviously starts to gap as Clayton come back in. And my final one was Mr. Overtaker on lap 14. So he's in a battle here with
That is Van der Wall in front.
Van der Waal really being involved in most of this stuff this evening.
I say, Mr. Overtaker, I mean, did really well. I mean, say he lived up to his name tonight. I think he made most of his moves just having his great straight line speed down the straight.
So this was a long fought battle, I think, that I think we maybe just missed off the stream. I believe Van der Waal comes back at him. He does. Goes bounding over here. Maybe even gets the power back. Almost loses on the inside curve. Keeps going.
Oh, was it race 1 or race 2? Do you remember that Van der Wall proved you wrong about taking the outside line? Do you remember?
I do, but to try and match that with a commentary would be difficult. I didn't note it down. But no, I think I was just Vanderbilt with a bit of great defence, to be honest, unless there's a move coming into turn 10 here. Ooh, almost gets him. And no, so I think unless there's another move here. Oh, he blinds him up. Comes down the outside. Vanderbilt goes to defend again.
Oof.
Oh, and that's what cost. Yeah, that's what I've been alluding to. And Vanderbilt went off as well, and that's what lost them the positions. But that's all the notes I have down, retro. And I think it'd be hard pressed to give Driver of the Day to anybody other than Mr. Overtaker. He provided so much entertainment.
Oh, absolutely.
Hand in your jar.
That's not how this works.
But no, it's probably a good time to finish up. Well done to... Oof, yeah.
We just caught. That's where we spun it. Because I said, "Oh, how did he get on the inside wall?" But oh, that's unfortunate. He done really well.
And then a donut just for everybody's entertainment.
And so, as I did save the replay when the drivers were in the pits, we do have the standings once again for anyone familiar, and obviously the gaps between obviously all the drivers. But I think you were just about to say something there, buddy.
I think probably a good point to finish off with our Starman just doing pirouettes on the track.
So I think that does wrap up the driver of the day for the pro tier. But who's your silver tier, buddy?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Now, considering the battle that they were in, I'm going to give it to Colpitts, just because he was stuck in that midfield battle that was so tough and so difficult, and he just came out ahead of most of it, only just behind Mr. Overtaker. So I'm going to give that to Colpitts.
And who is your AM driver?
Ooh. I think that might have to be Chumakov's. It's because he was also part of that for a while and did a lot of defending and re-overtaking of Jabinho and was chasing down Eden for a little while. So it goes to Chumakov's.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
No, thank you everybody so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure.
I mean, hopefully we will resume normal routines next week when Lord Waffle stops complaining about man flu.
Thank you much for hosting this evening retro. Obviously, I'll do my best to be back on form next week.
It's been a pleasure, buddy, taking the reins tonight. But other than that, guys, if you haven't already, do make sure you do like and comment and subscribe to the channel so we can keep bringing you this fantastic comment, obviously on the server and the stream. And so if you're on the server, also drop a message as well, and one of the admins will get involved with you. If you're already part of the server, again guys, the Patreon does start as little as £3 a month, and you can reserve your special race number, get juicy details behind all the off-season stuff, get your sign-ups for the seasons before all the non-Patreon members, and many, many more benefits and added roles. But obviously, it's there to be used, and obviously not necessarily abused, but obviously it's there to have a great setting to stand out in a community as so awesome as this. But other than that, I've been your host tonight, Retro Ghost, and he has been the absolute sick as a dog with Fafa, but he has soldiered on till the end, so I want to give you a round of applause, buddy.
Yeah. Viva la FRL. Have a good night.
Other than that, guys, take care. Good night.